Hello and welcome to day 23 of our October Pilates challenge. Today we're going to focus on getting some space into the shoulders, of course those abs, and thinking about how we create balance through the core. So today we're actually going to flip around and come onto all fours. Within this position, we want to create a sense of stability first for the wrist. So expand the hands nice and wide, creating a wide surface area on the hand. Now elbows, we want to make sure are not locking into place. So for those of you that can hyperextend the elbow, think about bringing the creases of the elbow to face each other instead of forward, right? Rotating those arms so that the elbows can face inwards. Now, knees are going to be placed underneath the hips. And within this, we want to make sure that we're giving ourselves enough space between the hand and the knee for the length of the spine. So checking out that alignment, right? Making sure that you're not cutting yourself off short or overextending, right? But feeling out the alignment of the spine and the skeleton. And then within this, let's lengthen across the neck. So reaching through the back of the neck. Normally we use the floor as an alignment tool, and now we have to feel this out on our own. Broadening through the shoulders, gently press the floor away to feel a sense of lift across the upper back. And then scooping the belly button in and drawing the ribs together so we begin lengthening across your lower spine. And then as we hold all of those positions together, let's go ahead and start that Pilates breath. Inhale and breathing across the back of the body so you can feel that support through that inhale. And then as you exhale, wrapping the waistline even more. Let's take that again. Inhale, so we're drawing the abs and the ribs in or widening through the upper back. And exhale. And now starting to explore some space in that spine. Inhale and begin rounding through the back. So drawing the belly button up to the sky, widening through the shoulders and letting the head hang. And then hold that position as you exhale, feeling the abs lift up a little higher. Now keeping the core pulled in strong, begin lengthening through the front of the body as we go into an arch. So you reach through the hips. I like to soften the elbows so I can expand the chest forward, drawing the shoulder blades further down the back and away from the ears. And then holding that position as you exhale. So going into what most of us know as cat and cow, but thinking about how the core is an element of all of this. Inhale as you round all the way up, scooping the belly button up to the spine. And let's exhale, soften the elbows and draw the chest forward through the arms. And then inhale as you round it up, scooping the belly in. And then exhale as you arch, lengthening through the front of the body. And let's do that one more time. Inhale as you round. And then exhale as you arch. And then bring yourself back to center. So feeling out that length and support across the whole spine, the neck reaching outwards, the shoulder blades wide, the abs and ribs pulled in. And then keeping that, you can bend the elbows as we do this. Circle your right shoulder around and then bring it to center. And then reverse, circle the left shoulder around and bring it to center. So we're doing weighted shoulder circles, and this really can allow you to wake up your awareness around the shoulder blade, between the shoulder blade and the spine. Let's take that for 2 more sets. So circling the right shoulder around and then the left shoulder. And one more, right and left. And then without overthinking it, reverse the direction. Circle in the opposite direction. And allow the elbow to bend so you can give yourself a little more space to explore the largeness of this movement and the full mobility of that shoulder blade and shoulder girdle. Let's do one more full set. And circle. And then bringing that back into center. Feeling a little bit more lift now. Noticing what's maybe starting to feel a little tired. See where you can create that support if you're locking any of the joints, right? Where do you need to create a little bit more lift? And then scooping through the abdominal muscles, we're going to step the right foot back, keeping the pelvis stable. So notice the tendency is to kind of shift towards the left leg. I want to try to keep those hips centered. I want to keep the tailbone lengthening outwards. So the tailbone is not reaching up to the sky, so there's no little arch happening there, right? You're keeping that sense of lift through that lower back. As we gain a bit of a calf stretch here, reaching down the back of your right leg. Now let's take a deep breath there. And a nice deep exhale. And then go and gently release that knee back down. Switching sides, creating that lift across the shoulders, long neck, abs, ribs. Go and curl your left toes under. And try to keep, again, the weight centered within the hands and the hips. Pressing back through that left heel as you gain a sense of length down the back of your left leg. Deep breath there. And then release that knee down. So now, keeping the shoulder blades wide, abs and ribs lift. We're going to step the right foot back and then the left foot back to come into our plank. Now, in Pilates, we're focusing obviously on the core and how we're establishing our positions and support. So instead of sinking into those shoulders, which is going to place a lot of pressure onto those wrists, I want to broaden through the upper back. I want to lengthen through the back of that neck. Drawing the ribs in, scooping the belly in so I feel that lift into my lower spine, and allowing the tailbone to reach downwards towards the heels. Let's take 2 more deep breaths right here, feeling all the core muscles, and deep exhale. And then 1 more breath there. And then exhale. Go to release the knees back down and then curl that tailbone under as you sit back towards the feet. If you want to go wider with the hands, or if you want to open those knees more into a V, you're welcome to. And then draw the chin in so you can relax the top of the head towards the floor. Taking a nice deep breath and breathing across that spine. Right, planks are amazing stamina exercises for your core. But they also take a lot of awareness, right, into where the position and where the stability points are. Because we can step into a plank and hold it with a lot of very energetic qualities. There we go, that's the word I wanted. But we might not necessarily be supporting those joints, right? So notice when you're doing your planks, what do you feel afterwards, right? If you're feeling this in your wrists, right, usually that means that there's some kind of instability happening in the shoulder. Not always, but a large percentage of it has to do with that. And for those of us with weak serratus muscles, it might be more so about feeling out where those shoulder blades can be wide, right, so that the weight of the upper body is not all sinking onto this arm, but that the shoulder is actually doing its job and actually holding that upper body nice and strong. The other part of it for some people is the lower back. And a lot of times what I will see is this will kind of happen. I'm going to exaggerate so that you can see what I'm talking about, right? So that the tailbone kind of reaches upwards instead of lengthening it under. Now when we're thinking about planks too, different movement modules have different focus. So if you are studying planks in some other form and they have some different emphasis, right? Explore it. But noticing again what you're walking away from after you do your planks, right? Planks are, yes, you can easily get into a fair amount of arm strength, but mostly we want to actually feel that in the core. We want to be able to feel where the support is coming from for the position itself. So checking in, planks can be a great, really fun, challenging exercise if we feel where the support can be from. All right, let's come back into one last exercise for today, coming back onto all fours. So now that we've talked about that a little bit, let's feel it out, right? Widening those shoulders, getting those elbows to be engaged, and then lengthening through the whole entire spine, abs, ribs pulled in. So now, keeping the spine centered, so we're not going to be shifting side to side, I'm going to extend the right arm and the left leg. And within that extension, I'm thinking more so about reaching across the room rather than towards the ceiling. And I can draw those abs in, keeping that lift and length into the lower back. Hips stay nice and even, shoulders stay nice and wide, and then slowly release that down. And then let's switch side, trying again not to have to shift the weight, try to keep the weight supported by the core first, and then extend your left arm and your right leg. And then keeping, again, that little extra lift across every vertebrae towards the sky. And then slowly release down. Let's do that with breath. Inhale, right arm and left leg. then exhale down. Draw the front ribs together. Inhale, left arm and right leg. And exhale down. Let's do one more set. Inhale, right arm and left leg. And exhale down. And last one, inhale, left arm and right leg. And exhale down. Good, tuck the tailbone under, round it back into that child's pose again. And this time, if you'd like, draw the arms by your sides. You can allow the shoulders just to roll. Nice, stay there for a few deep breaths, breathing into the back of that spine, feeling out all the space between every vertebrae. And at this point, if you would like to do any additional stretches or exercises, you're welcome to. Otherwise, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.